I've never quite understood why such a cute and goofy mantis, and actually a beneficial insect, isn't more beloved by everyone. So I caught one, hoping to become its good friend. But this little guy seemed seriously offended and struggled to take a bite out of me. Looks like it is telling me to drop that idea. But that, without a doubt, only made me even more determined to be their good friend. So I caught one after another. Green mantises, gray mantises, and even fat ones. I was determined to befriend them all. But wait a second. This fat mantis looks unusually bloated as its new best friend. I think I might just have a chance to save its life. If I am not mistaken, inside this bloated mantis, there is probably a horsehair worm. And to get rid of the horsehair worm, we need to soak its belly in water. But no, miracle happened. After soaking for a long time, nothing came out. Then, I tried giving this little green mantis a bath. But Shelf started struggling frantically. That's way too strange. But to my surprise, when I tried to release it, it didn't. Like Xiaopang, run off ungratefully. But instead, happily danced and waved its arms. Now watch closely. An impossible friendship between a human and a mantis is about to begin. After bringing Shelf home, I adopted a free-range approach, giving it plenty of freedom. You know what? In just 2 months, its size nearly doubled. And under my careful guidance, its ancestral mantis boxing skills have become increasingly refined. A forward horse stance, a left hook, and a right hook. Yet, the kid who keeps annoying him is in no real danger. Why is that? Because this little helper has been diligently catching grasshoppers for him. Maybe that is why Xiao Green doesn't want to return to the wild. But for this grasshopper right now, life has clearly come to an end. Yet, the grasshopper remains completely unaware, still bouncing around recklessly, like dancing through a minefield. Most of the time, Xiao Green just waits in silence. But once that little triangular head starts to swivel, that means the prey has been locked in triple vision. The attack begins, graceful, yet merciless. Center of gravity shifts slightly back. Then, with sickle, like forelegs, it strikes, lightning fast, in just 0.05 seconds. And the jagged blades snap shut in an instant, trapping the prey with no chance to escape. Its dining etiquette is surprisingly refined to keep the prey alive longer, ensuring maximum freshness. It usually starts feasting from the head, and the tiny limbs delicate and easy to chew. This way, it can easily, while the prey is still alive, savor the rich, juicy broth within. In the end, only tough bones and scraps remain. As Xiao Green slowly grows, I unexpectedly discover that my mantis friend all along is actually a female, which means her brief life could lead to endless offspring. And this opportunity doesn't need my help at all. No deliberate matchmaking from me. Perhaps sensing the call of a female mantis, a scruffy little gray male mantis boldly shows up at her doorstep. Such a young, energetic gray mantis, truly worthy of Xiao Green. So without asking for their permission, I went ahead and betrothed Xiao Green to Xiao Gray. But before their wedding day, they still need to get to know each other slowly, gradually building up their bond, so the female mantis doesn't end up seeing the male as a snack. Now, when it comes to food, marriage is no small affair for them. It really demands a well-stocked pantry, since it's an extremely energy-consuming event, and nature. It's more than generous. Food is always in abundance. Grasshoppers are everywhere this season. And sometimes, there are delightful surprises. With the kids' enthusiastic help, the wedding fund for our newlyweds, I've already prepared it for them, and they happily accepted this generous gift. 2 days later, I placed the well-prepared bride, Shao Green, and the groom, Shao Gray, into their wedding chamber. The couple met with joy. A happy union, forever in love. We've met too late. I must say, why bother with any tricks? They just got married right then and there. Holy crap. Shao Gray is absolutely incredible. Just using his charm alone, he completely won over Shao Green. I wish humans could experience such pure, focused passion. It's something we can hardly match. But this intense, passionate love affair lasted a full 4 hours. Now, that's a level of endurance humans could only dream of. If I hadn't stepped in and separated them, I seriously feared Shao Gray might collapse from exhaustion. Okay, the half-day honeymoon is officially over. Shao Green looked thoroughly satisfied. 2 days later, I was amazed to discover that Shao Green had laid a foamy egg case. No way! Are you kidding me? No wonder some people advocate for this fleeting moment of passion. But now, hatching these little ones, it really took me quite a bit of effort, because only a constant high temperature can successfully hatch them. I had no choice but to place them in the lizard tank, a steady 32 degrees Celsius, and in just 20 days, they slowly emerged from the foam. The teacher said he'd never seen anything like this before. I was completely shocked. It felt like overnight, the lizard tank was taken over by tiny mantises. The early hatchers were already bouncing around, and the latecomers weren't about to be left behind. They actually did something shocking. They actually started raising their sickles against their younger siblings who hadn't even hatched yet. That truly went beyond my belief that they were relatively kind creatures. But then again, if they hadn't faced life and death struggles from birth, how could they possibly survive? In the brutal wild, more and more tiny mantises began to hatch. Some of them became dinner for the pet lizards, which is actually quite fair. After all, renting incubation space comes at a price. Clearly, both sides were very satisfied with the deal. The pet lizards got a hearty meal, and the mantis hatchlings gained a lesson in survival. Now, considering this batch, there were hundreds, even thousands of mantises. The lizards couldn't possibly eat them all, even working overtime. As more and more baby mantises hatched, I started facing a new problem. This tiny Kalami lizard tank was no longer able to contain them at all. Soon, they began taking over my room. Oh, my dear little ones, what on earth am I going to do?